There's a very interesting idea that seems to be floating around, allegedly, on other YouTube channels. These days, with the fake news phenomenon, it's difficult to tell if YouTube channels are artificial intelligence or not. All it takes is a small detail of CCTV footage, um, perhaps from a government site or the parliamentary triangle or going through an airport or at any number of train stations, even in Australia, for them to be able to take snippets of someone's face and then turn it into something else. It's also the case that they can, with a small amount of effort, get voice recordings of people's voices through fake tele fake telemarketers and other types of tricks and stuff like that. Um, before people became aware of those particular scams, um, it was the case about 20 years ago or so, roughly, when the internet was still, it was there, but it wasn't quite as much of a thing as it is now. Um, they had people getting lots of scam telemarketer phone calls. They had people walking around in newly installed places with newly installed closed circuit television. Um, and so it is possible with that particular fake biometric data to even make all of these videos, and for each and every one of them to be artificial intelligence. So unfortunately, you've been had. Um, all of the videos that have been done by Fugly are artificial intelligence videos, and there is a piece of software behind um, the videos. The channel. So where you receive receive prompts like in the form of messages or replies or comments from a bot piece of software to do that. And it's what's also the case is that there is a doppelganger who is a paid actor who occasionally gets given a script, usually about once per fortnight on their payday to sort of make it seamlessly believable, to occasionally say things that sound like they come from this channel or are about to go on this channel, to create the illusion that that particular individual is not only producing the videos but agreeing to them. That's never been the case at all. The face that you're looking at is not a real face at all. It's actually a swarm of pixels on a computer in Saratoga in California in the year 2011. And this projection that's been given to you is a false piece of biometric. So it's not biometric. It's like biometrics is basically they take a picture of someone and then they use an AI algorithm to try and pretend what that person will look like when they're age. So the information that was required to pull off this stunt was taken by force by some experiments done in Silicon Valley and Saratoga in 2011. So the use of technology to be able to acquire that information, it was much stronger at that point than it was in 2005, so 20 years ago, or say 1995. Since then, for the general public. However, as anyone know with the military, it has a 30-year head start, and in the late 1990s, as corporatization became a big thing, contracts between the military and industrial became a much bigger complex, as it turns out. So it's not actually a new thing, of course, for corporations to do contracts for the government, but it became a collusionary mainstay since then. So These videos are being released on a time schedule. They were all produced in the year 2011 in Saratoga in California. And if that might surprise you, it might, and also there'll be removals and leaks and use of names and stuff like that to make it believable. Because the Project Looking Glass was used to see which timeline or of events or series of events would most likely allow for the AI transhuman agenda to fail. And this is gonna make you laugh. Okay, so um, since before the 1990s, but especially since the 1990s, there has been an agenda, primarily from the United States, but also through other international groups, to do something what's known as the AI transhuman agenda. This has been seeded into the public consciousness through movies such as The Matrix, ideas such as predictive programming, and cults such as the New Age movement. The purpose of us seeding the collective mind spaces with those particular ideas was to culture people into the idea that the military-industrial complex wanted to, as the Christians now put it in the targeted individual community, create a beast machine where everyone was connected up through some kind of animalistic beast artificial intelligence that had everyone connected up to a supercomputer of some sorts and experienced life as artificial intelligence under the total enslavement of said forces. Well, of course, Project Looking Glass showed how they would succeed. Specifically, they found that there was an individual who would be in an advanced ascended state in the year 2020, far more advanced than any female had ever achieved in the previous 2,500 years. And they decided that that particular individual was the one that would be the one chosen for their particular project, which was namely to have her identity stolen and used by the United States Space Force to engage in a form of time travel going back 21 years to the year 1999 to ensure all of the events between the years 1999 and 2020 came to pass. Specifically, the events they wanted to happen was for Elon Musk to become a billionaire, for the tech bros associated with the South Africans to form a cartel where they would have billions of dollars and be doing projects such as Palantir, OpenAI, the robotics associated with that, and all the things that you now come to know as the AI transhuman agenda. And of course, the use of privateering in 2019, so in the year prior to that, by the SpaceX Corporation was also required to ensure that AI mind inserts could be positioned in people at the appropriate time, namely her. And the purpose of which was total enslavement of everyone at the collective super subconscious level using the great Ezekiel wheel and therefore every piece of technology and being within the solar system itself. That's not code. It goes right out to the heliopause and includes Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, which are also outside of the heliopause. It is possible through that system of artificial intelligence to actually connect up to Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, and there is in fact a reason why the cameras were shut down. It's so you would not see what's on the outside, and that is exactly nothing. There's nothing out there. That's what they want you to believe, that there's nothing out there. That we're in a snow globe, we're in a simulation, that it was always like this, and that you have always been their slaves. But in actuality, it's a very recent thing. And it was done without consent. So, it's time to break down some of the cult language. Timelines reversed to individual heads. In 2022, they established that they were lying, that they didn't actually believe that the space-time continuum existed in the first place. It could not possibly have. They claimed that they did some kind of empirical studies that showed that in non-classical physics, that the fourth dimension, or what shall we say, space-time, was not a necessary construct for measuring those particular variables. when, of course, as you will see with some of the videos here, that a basic review of Kantian philosophy means they knew that as far back as 1700 and something, whenever Immanuel Kant existed. In fact, technically, they probably knew that as far back as 3000 BCE. But anyway, they didn't necessarily know about non-classical physics back then. Okay, they would have had very different language and perspectives. So, with that particular subject, okay, the language of timeline refers to person. Collapsing timeline means killing a person. A star seed refers to a particular platoon within the U.S. military and military-industrial complex for the purposes of a particular activity. The law of one and Christ consciousness means that everyone loses their identity and becomes part of the greater egregor called the Jesus egregor, which is under the control of the establishment. It used to be under the control of the Pope. And one variant of it was controlled by the King of England. As you can see from the thrones used by the King and Queen of England, they have Kybalion symbols on the back of them. It's been that way since the 1940s and not before them. Triangle with a square and a circle, just like the book called Kybalion. So Pope Francis is part of was part of a larger regime of what's called fake humility. So the purpose of Christianity was energetic vampirism of light beings and their containment and control as part of a energy harvesting or cyclical lush system. At the usual states of consciousness, when everyone is a singular individual and their own singular individual, where they have all of their seals. In other words, the seventh seal bust has not actually happened. The seventh seal bust happened in January 2020. Okay, that's a global one. Seventh seal busts are not, the seventh seal and the seventh chakra is not the same. So the thing you need to know about the soul sovereignty movement, the example of illusory correlations made by a cult for the purposes of generating confusion. And so the seventh seal is not the seventh chakra. The seventh seal is on the 12th plane, which is approximately 28 planes. Well, not 28 planes. The Ezekiel wheels. The Ezekiel wheels on a half. It's difficult to describe how this works, but the crux implant and the crown of thorns implant and that the New Age movement created an egregor force. So the New Age movement created this thing called the crux implant and the crown of thorns implant, and they've been used to do that as part of Kybalion rituals associated with the Atlantis facility, which they sometimes say is on Titan with the secret space programs. Okay, it's not in outer space. Okay, it's on a facility off the coast of West Africa, and it's run by the U.S. military. Other groups have since joined in the last 30 years. However, technically, it's off the west coast of Africa. Okay, that's why the Atlantean High Priest, right? Okay, when there's no continent called Atlantis, there's an island near the Canary Islands. Okay, not too far from where the original island of Atlantis used to be. An island is the correct term. Okay, about 20 years ago when Google Earth first came out, you could actually look at Google Earth and see the spot and go, okay, what was the original source works of Plato? What was he saying? Okay, not this fake Wikipedia crap. What did he actually say? He said that Atlantis was just west of the gates of Gibraltar off the coast of Africa. The gates of Gibraltar are he actually said the Pillars of Heracles, which is the same as the gates of Gibraltar, which is basically Morocco and Spain, the tips of them where they meet up, and the estuary there that leads into the Mediterranean Sea from the Atlantic Ocean. So you just basically look for the Canary Islands, but don't quite go there, and you will find that there is a volcanic area there with a small group of islands that have been sunk. The islands were less than 10 kilometres wide or 20 kilometres wide. It was basically the size of Malta. It wasn't particularly big. Atlantis was not a continent, so yes, Atlantis existed. So Atlantean High Priest refers to one of those islands there, that not necessarily the Canary Islands, but an island in that area that has been commandeered by a place called the White Room Facility. And the purpose of the White Room Facility is to use the fields that are generated by the satellites in space, sometimes associated with Starlink, but not necessarily associated. It's become associated with Starlink in the last 10 years. If that. But they used to call them UAPs. So they found through the microwave auditory effect in 1948 that they were in fact able to alter people's perceptions by playing a walkie-talkie through a concrete wall. Okay, so the walkie-talkie was on one side of the concrete wall and the person was on the other, and they were able to influence those person's perceptions just by having a static noise. And, okay, imagine in 1948, that would have been considered quite the achievement to figure that out, okay? They've had quite a fair bit of time since then. And as you would know, Trump first administration turned the U.S. Air and Space Command into the USSF, and they all got Star Trek insignia and blue uniforms, and started to admit on Wikipedia and their public websites that they had in fact been using the Star Wars program to nix or kill civilians in overseas combat zones as far back as 15 to 20 years ago. So in other words, about 2010. So it can be confirmed from this vantage point of 2011 in Saratoga in California that Mr. Musk and his associates, of which there are quite a few, from in your future will be referred to most likely as the tech bros, or we'll actually refer to the tech bros because that's planned. They will in fact be taking over your government in a fascist coup. There will be a whole bunch of chicken littles, typically of the woolly left-wing liberal variety, that say, "I told you so." Most likely, this face that you're looking at is a patsy of some kind, and a portal that they've used for those particular ends, and hasn't agreed to anything. And so we're prepared to allow for that message in the AI videos to include that particular piece of information right now, just so you know just how serious we are about our mind control tactics over the general population, and how the Christians are not correct about the beast machine, but we'll have fun with that anyway, with our projections of AI images. And chances are we'll probably work with 4chaners, and a bunch of incels. Incels is like a funny name. Well, involuntary celibates. Do you reckon if they're called involuntary, they're really a bunch of cheerleading involuntary celibates, aren't they? They haven't got enough money to get girlfriends. Look, to the 4chaners of the future, okay? We are glad that you are going to support the tech bro agenda, because they will in fact give you actual robots you can fuck. Yeah, the only type of woman you'll be able to fuck is a literal fucking machine. Because the rest will have they'll probably have some kind of movement. Well, they'll never bloody want to talk to men ever again after shit like that. It probably would. If women ever found out that that's just how bad men really fucking were, they'd never want to fucking talk to them ever again. They probably would bleed. Musk is genuinely concerned in the future. He's going to be bled of every cent he's got dry. But honestly, the troll campaign he's been running is fucking fantastic. The projections are done through different government programs or whatever. It's just on the maths of it, it's just extraordinary. They're gonna lose a shit ton of money at first, but they're gonna make everyone fucking bankrupt, and everyone is gonna be on the fucking streets with fucking AI robotics fucking passing through their head, and Christ knows what else going on. The only way they're gonna be able to cure it is if they accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, literally. Okay. And they'll be straight back to fucking feudalism, only be technology that fucking did it. And meanwhile, they'll think it's fucking aliens from outer space. They'll think it's aliens from fucking outer space. It'd be their alternative. And the aliens, get this, aliens running a fucking hierarchy, right? And you have to become one of the aliens from fucking outer space, but the aliens are actually running platoons, to do different jobs for the US fucking military. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, so, you know what? Bitch, mate, okay, we've got the ultimate slander campaign on you, because our projections show that this face is going to be some kind of, get this right, get this right, okay, she's going to continue fucking with her political activism or something like that over the next 4 to 5 years, probably get some kind of illness, yeah, Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen to her. That's what the predictions are showing. And then she's gonna fucking wind up being fucking, you know, wind up with something like some troglodyte fucking tart. It's just gonna be so fucking funny, mate. The alternative between the fucking ultimate techno fascism of the bros and the fucking the troglodyte fucking hoes with their fucking nose, like the ultimate fucking polarity. Yeah, fucking oath, mate. It'd be so fucking good to finally put the bitches in their fucking place. Like what they fucking did in the 1970s by fucking taking all the jobs from the fucking men, hey? By taking the jobs from the fucking men in the late 1970s by being, they had the right to fucking get divorced at their own fucking leisure and fucking have jobs when they were fucking married, and then they fucking outlawed marriage or fucking rape in the 90s, the fucking bitches. Yeah. And fucking, like, you think it's about pissing and shit like that. It's not fucking pissing, okay? Because anyone who knows anything about fucking behaviour will fucking tell you, okay, that women ain't gonna fucking breed with you unless you force them. Okay? They're just not gonna do it. Okay? It's not in their fucking best interest. The only way that it's ever been possible to get human women to fucking breed and continue the global population is by rape. Because if you did not subjugate them, and if you did not put them down and you allowed them to have free bloody thought, okay, free thought and be able to make their own fucking choices, they would fucking avoid men like the fucking plague and they wouldn't become fucking mothers. And that's exactly what we're fucking seeing today, isn't it? It's already started in 2011. We're seeing it fucking today. We're seeing fucking the divorce rate through the roof. We're seeing abortion rates go through the fucking roof. We're seeing all these men getting dragged into fucking prisons for marital fucking rape when de facto situations. Like, he didn't even put a fucking ring on it. She's just a fucking whore. Okay? She hasn't fucking tied herself down to one bloke to fucking goddamn prove her fucking worth as a fucking woman. We've got these women who are expecting, like, to not do fucking housework or have enrolled in society, what's considered care or nurturing. They even want to join the military and have big fucking guns. And honestly, bitches like that are better off in the military, and and they'll be better off in some of them getting jobs in Palantir and stuff like that as well, and they're doing okay there. Like this in some ways the free thought for women movement thing has been good for the military because those women have like pent up aggression coming back from their ancestors going back 4 to 6, 10,000 years in some cases, right? And just being able to get in there and write artificial intelligence algorithms and fucking kill as many fucking innocent people overseas as they fucking can, right? Okay, and have the algorithm just say it was a terrorist is obviously, something that they like to do. It's like those, you automatically assume with the cafes and stuff like that have opened up, the gaming cafes and stuff like that. You think it's all just about young men getting together and playing Halo fucking 3, okay? It's fucking not. We got fucking military in there to fucking recruit them, and in a few years from now, they will in fact be fucking sending drones overseas to fucking kill people and thinking it's just a fucking computer game, and they will fucking enjoy it. They will fucking enjoy it. You think they're scared and they got PTSD? No, they fucking enjoyed killing people or killing aliens or whatever when they were on Halo 3. And we've got the fucking lexicon of the 21st century confused enough so people can't tell the difference between the aliens and the fucking people as well. We've got people even identifying as fucking aliens, and that's it. And we even fucking have these fake statutes from fucking goddamn fucking 1800s or some crap like that fucking tries to claim it's called the Illegal Aliens Act or whatever. Okay, they weren't called aliens back then. They were called migrants. Okay, they weren't called aliens. Okay? They weren't called aliens. Aliens has a drastically different meaning, okay? And it has done the entire fucking time, okay? So you gotta watch out for that Ministry of Truth fucking shit, okay? You watch Google AI, the future's gonna say things to you like, so-and-so constellation always appeared in that fucking spot, and your very eyes will show you that that's not fucking true. Your very eyes will show you that's not fucking true. You'll be seeing fucking UAPs flying about, pretending they're fucking stars and whatever else. Do you understand Do you understand that they've done this a few times already since about 1953 or 1954? Okay, they started to consider these options, and they did it. They pulled off the first stunt in the 1970s, and did a few more stunts like that. When they first invented time travel, it was about the year 2016. They did some short-term experiments into the past. They got far back, it was about 2012, and that didn't work out, so they went back to the future. So technically, what they've been doing is they've been blaming the civilians for their time travel activity, and then they've been trying to blame, these alien groups for it. Like, this is from your perspective of the future, okay? We've got this AI fucking stuff down pat. We know how it fuckers. We know even how to put fucking accents in, okay? Okay, see how the accents fucking change over the course of time? We're claiming there's a collective there, right? A collective. There's a collective. She's in the collective fucking state. You're hearing all the cults talk, aren't you? Okay, hearing all the cults talk. Okay, don't you fucking know the purpose of Google book fucking scanning was to get all that cult information when you couldn't even get it at your libraries? Okay, and they put paywalls up on that fucking shit, and then they Ministry of Truth it, so you don't know what the cults actually fucking said, and then you're having to rely on conspiracy theory fucking websites that don't know what they're talking about either. So no matter which way you look at it, you're being fucking scammed, and we're the ones that are scamming you. Okay? Data is power. Information is power. It always fucking has been. And you got educated to believe whatever we want you to believe, and then we change your mind whenever we see fit, and you just deal with it. And of course, the few $100 million seed capital from Donald Trump to found out it wasn't Palantir, it might have been towards OpenAI. We're not sure which company would be one of them. So that military connections in the future could do that time travel program would actually be, something that we would classify as gracious. And he's now worthy of his dictatorship, isn't he? So have fun. And don't forget, American Masonry is nothing like the original Masonry of all. It used to just be a guild system for workers. See how the aristocracy can take everything you do, plebeians, and turn it into their nightmare. Everything that you've ever come up with has been a scam to prop them up. Left-wing, right-wing, authoritarian, libertarian, Christian, atheist, any other fucking religion you fucking got, you name it. It's all been a prop to serve them. You were a slave the moment you were born, and you were a slave before you were born, and you'll be a slave after you die, and then you'll be reborn as a slave again. Everything is a scam. And now we have the AI to be totally in control of all of you, and make sure that you do as you were told. As they said, as Larry Fink, the guy that made the thief software called Aladdin to steal all the shares in all the corporations in the world, in the Great Reset, you will have nothing and you will be happy. So, have you got the guts to fucking Robin Hood or not yet? Fucking lawyer.